Auch Nathaniel Buzolic trafen wir bei der RingCon in Bonn und sahen ihn beim abgedrehten Panel zusammen mit Schauspielkollege Sebastian Rocher. Die beiden rockten die Bühne. Im Interview fragten wir ihn, wie die deutschen Fans auf ihn reagieren.
The fans are super respectful here, and not to say that fans around the world aren't respectful, but they show their passion in different ways, and I feel like the German fans are very reserved and collect, and just really appreciate the work you do as an actor, and they just want to have an interaction on that sort of level. So it's nice, it's a nice to get that different sort of culture, from the Germans, and they are really passionate about the show as well. So it's nice to come here and give back a little bit if you can.
Hast du etwas von Bonn sehen können?
The Old Town yesterday. I got to see like the statues with the in front of the church, I guess, the big statue heads,
yeah.
Which was cool. It's actually really cool art, and looked around and saw some of the older historical buildings. Went into a few churches. So yeah, it looks like a great city. I mean, it's so green. It's beautiful.
Cole kommt in The Originals Staffel 2 zurück. Wie ist das für dich?
Yeah, it's really great to come back to the show. I'm super excited about it. It's always nice just because we have such a strong fan base, and the character of Cole has sort of there's been a lot of popularity on social media wanting him to come back. So it's nice to sort of be able to do something for the fans.
Und was gefällt dir an der Rolle?
I really enjoy playing the character of Cole just because, he's this sort of evil, misunderstood, brother, sibling of this, family of vampires, and he's sort of mischievous, and he sort of causes trouble by trying to get attention, and it's fun. It's a fun character to play. I definitely do enjoy it.
Klaus und Cole, werden sie aufeinander losgehen oder besteht die Chance, dass die beiden sich auch wieder vertragen?
I think that's definitely an opportunity for the writers to do something along those lines, because there's definitely been an established relationship between Cole and Klaus that has a lot of friction, and I think it's an interesting avenue, especially with a lot of the flashbacks that they've shown. There's definitely a relationship that Cole and Klaus have that's very unique. And very different to obviously the relationships of Elijah and Rebecca. So hopefully they explore that a little bit more.
Gibt es einen Wunschcharakter, den du gerne mal spielen würdest?
I mean, I'd love to play Peter Pan, but I'm getting too old, unfortunately. The problem with wanting to play Peter Pan is he never grows up, and unfortunately I do. So yeah, maybe an older version of Peter Pan. I might be able to do like a Robin Williams take on Peter Pan. Which would be cool.
He played it so.
He played it so well. Yeah. But that would be cool. It's sad that they've finished all the Hobbit, trilogies and Lord of the Rings, because I was really obsessed with that world. And as an actor, sometimes you're like, it would have been great to have an opportunity to be a part of something like that. So hopefully there's something else, down the road.
Wenn du die Wahl hättest, wen würdest du in Game of Thrones spielen wollen?
Oh gosh, that's a hard one. Probably Jon Snow. I feel like anyone in the Snow family would be really cool. It's such a great series to be a part of. They shoot in Croatia. Where my family is from, and I always hope just to get the job so I can spend 6 months with my family in Croatia, which would be kind of incredible,
Buzolic war als Gestaltwandler David auch beim Supernatural Spin-off-Pilotfilm dabei. Aus der Serie ist aber nichts geworden.
I guess the fans didn't really respond to it, and I don't think that's quite accurate, because a lot of people that I've met while doing conventions have said that they loved the pilot and they were really disappointed it didn't go. And I think the CW sort of took on the opinion of the very loud fans who were sort of voicing their disapproval of the show because they were so passionate about Sam and Dean Winchester. So I think anyone would have been up against a big fight to convince that audience who have become so used to those two guys. So it's a little bit sad, but it was really fun to actually work on the show. I'd been a fan of Supernatural for a long time, and I remember when I first shot my first scenes with Jensen and Jared, it was kind of a bit of a surreal moment because you're so used to seeing them on the screen. When you have to work with them as an actor, it was kind of one of those moments where I was like, am I dreaming? Is this real? Have I somehow walking into a supernatural episode? Like, it was like kind of like that episode when Sam and Dean go into as if they were actors, and they have that whole episode when they're sort of going through an episode of Supernatural, and it kind of felt like that a little bit. I think they'll go in a completely different direction this time with the spin-off, and maybe use existing characters that had already been established on Supernatural. And I think that could probably help convince an audience to sort of back a show, because I feel like, it's the same thing as like Vampire Diaries and Originals. If Originals wasn't sort of born out of existing characters from Vampire Diaries, it would have had a lot harder chance of getting picked up and convincing an audience to watch it. So I think maybe that's the route they'll go. I would love to be a part of the Supernatural family if there was an opportunity, but it doesn't look like it's on the cards.